So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to make award labels. You can access the labels from either the Run screen or the main screen. There's a label tab on each. So I'm going to do this here from the Run screen. The first thing I'm going to do is click on Labels, then Award Labels, and open this window up. And here I've got my award label window, and this is what I'm going to use to set up my preferences. I'm going to set up what kind of labels I'm actually going to use and what places are going to get awards and therefore labels. So here, most of the time in PBS for award labels, we use 3 columns by 10 rows. So that's selected here on the laser printer. Then you have to look at the meet announcement or discuss with the AO what individual places get awards. It could be 1 through 16, it could be 1 through 8, etc. So for individual races and then for relay races. So that gets set up, and we typically use the standard award label. And in this particular case, I have it set up to sort by event number. So this sets up the preferences. I'm going to close this window out and show you that there are 2 different ways to print the award label. So just to make it easier here, I'm going to go in and select the Friday Finals session. And so the events listed here will be all the Friday Finals. Obviously, finals scored, that's who's going to win the events or get labels, get awards. So I'm going to first go up here and click the first event, which is the girls 12 and under 200-yard backstroke, event number 9. So now that I've set up all the preferences, I've told it what places get awards for both individual events and for relays, I can simply click on awards. I'm going to abort the error, and it's going to create award labels. So in this particular case, I said 1st through 6th place. So this is for event 9, 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place. So here are the 8 places. I could go ahead and print this using the labels as the paper, and I would have my 8 labels for this event. Most of the time, however, I'm going to close this out. Most of the time, we want to utilize our label sheet better and not just print 8 labels at a time. So I'm going to go back into the session, Friday Finals. And here's a second way to do it. I can go up to Labels and Awards, just where I was before when I set the preferences, and you'll see that the session I've selected, Friday Finals, all the events are listed here. So I can select the individual events that I want to print labels for. So let's say, just for argument's sake, that I want to print labels for 4 events at a time. That's going to just use my paper better. So I've clicked the 4, and up here on the top, I'm going to create the labels. And now I have for event 9, 1st through 8th place, 10th, 11th, 12th, and I probably have just a couple on the next page. So it might be better use of my paper to do 3 events at a time. So here I'm going to create the labels, and it's really nice being able to preview before you put the labels into the printer and actually print them out. And here I'm using 1 page, and I've got my 24 labels here. So 1st through 8th place, 1st through 8th place, and then the last batch of them. So now I could go ahead and print after I've put label paper into the printer. So I'm going to close this out. In order for me to keep track of what I've printed, now that I've printed it, I've closed that window, I can click these 3 that I've printed them, and now I can close the window out. Then I run a few more events, I do the rest of the work, and when I go back to the award label again, these are already checked So I know, oh, I've printed these 3, so maybe next time I'll print these 3. And it enables you to keep track of your printing. Typically, using this, what I'll call batch printing, is easier than just using the award button shortcut.